Good day, senior high school students, and welcome back. I am your online math tutor, Ma'am Karin. I am so glad that you are here to join me in the next lesson for general mathematics. There are four basic operations in mathematics. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These operations will be used in performing operations on functions. There are three learning objectives for this discussion. Number one, define sum, difference, product, and division of functions. Number two, perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on functions. And number three, find and simplify composite functions. Encounter the basic operations in dealing with problems related to real-life situations. We also apply it in manipulating algebraic expressions. If you know how to perform the four basic operations on polynomials, then you can also add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions as well as the composition of functions. The notation or the symbols will look different at first, but applying how to perform the different operations on functions can help you arrive at the correct answer. Let's have these definitions. Let f and g be functions. Their sum, denoted by f plus g, is the function defined by the quantity of the functions f plus g of x that is equal to f of x plus g of x. For subtraction, their difference denoted by f minus g is the function defined by the quantity of the functions f minus g of x that is equal to f of x minus g of x. And for multiplication, their product denoted by f times g is the function defined by f times g of x that is equal to f of x times g of x. And last, for division, their quotient denoted by f over g is the function defined by f all over g of x that is equal to f of x over g of x. And take note, meron tayong condition for division and function that ang value ng denominator here or ang g of x should not be equal to 0. Let's apply these definitions in performing the four basic operations on functions using these given examples. Let's have example number 1. Let f of x equals 2x minus 3 and g of x equals x squared minus 5. We're going to find and simplify the following. In letter A, we have the quantity f plus g of x. For letter B, the quantity f minus g of x, f times g of x, and last, we have f over g of x. For letter A, ang given na sign ay plus, so ibig sabihin ang gagamitin natin ay addition on functions. For letter B, the sign is minus, ang gagamitin natin ay subtraction. For letter C, we have here dot, ibig sabihin this symbol is for multiplication, and letter D, given this format, f is the dividend and g is the divisor. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin natin dito ay division on functions. Let's start with letter A. Using these functions, f of x and g of x, we're going to find and simplify the quantity f plus g of x. From the definition, this is equal to f of x plus g of x. Kung ibang variable or letter naman ang ginamit mo as the name of function, ang tatandaan mo lang ay kung ano yung unang function or letter na nakasulat dito, dapat yun din yung unang nakasulat dito sa right side ng equation. Ang naunang function ay f, so ang nakalagay na una sa right equation ay f of x, and then that is followed by the operation or the symbol for addition, which is the plus sign, and then the second function, g of x. So here, kukunin na natin yung mga values ng f of x and g of x. Yung value ng f of x is 2x minus 3. Do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis. Ibig sabihin, nagsasubstitute ka for the value of f of x. Do not forget to copy the plus sign and then the value of g of x, which is x squared minus 5. Again, do not forget to enclose using a parenthesis. Next step is to drop down the parenthesis. So that will become 2x minus 3. And do not forget that this one is a plus sign. So this will be distributed to the second function. So positive times positive x squared, that will be positive x squared. Positive times negative 5, that is negative 5. Kung sa addition and function, walang problema with regards to the signs on the second function. Kasi pareho lang naman. All we have to do is to drop down the parenthesis. Pero yung rule for subtraction and function is magiging opposite yung sign dito sa second function because you have to distribute the negative sign to the second quantity. So now, next step is to rearrange the terms, and you have to consider the degree of each term. Yung may pinakamataas na degree ng term, yun dapat yung nasa unahan. Ibig sabihin ko ng degree, yan yung exponent ng variables. Dito, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung pinakamataas na exponent ng variable ay 2. So, yan yung ilalagay natin sa unahan. So, we have here x squared. Yung sunod na may sunod sa 2 na exponent ay here 1, which is in the term 2x. So, do not forget the sign of 2x, that is positive or plus. And then, sunod na, after that, are the constants. Yung mga term na walang variables. So, you have to copy minus 5. And then, do not forget, we have here another minus 3. So, from here, we're going to combine like terms. Ibig sabihin ng combine like terms, mga terms na may parehong variable and pareho din yung exponent nila or pareho din yung degree. In this case, yung sa x squared sa first term, may kapareho pa ba itong exponent, yung variable na x? Wala na. So, just copy x squared. And then, 2x, wala naman siyang iba ng like term dito sa equation natin. Just copy. And then, you have to add negative 5 and negative 3. So, that is negative 8. Bakit naging negative 8? Because same sign. Kapag same sign, you have to add the number and then copy the sign. So, final answer, we have here the quantity f plus g of x, that is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 8. Let's proceed to letter B. The given is f minus g of x. Same functions. From the definition, this symbol is equal to f of x minus g of x. Kung ano yung nakasulat na unang letter as the name of the function, yan yung uunahin mo din. And do not forget to copy the sign for subtraction. And then the second function is g of x. So you have to substitute for the given values of f of x, that is 2x minus 3. Do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis, minus as your operation, that is subtraction, and then the value for g of x, which is x squared minus 5. Again, do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis. Next is to drop down the parenthesis, but do not forget that here, bago yung second function, ang symbol natin ay negative or minus sign. So, ibig sabihin, we're going to get the opposite sign of these terms in the second function. Sa unang function, walang problema. Just drop down the parentheses. That will become 2x minus 3. And then negative times x squared. That will become negative x squared. Negative times negative 5. That would be positive 5. So, eto na yung sign ng x squared na gina siyang negative. And yung sign naman ng 5 from negative na gina siyang positive. Now, let's combine like terms. But before that, you have to rearrange the terms according to their degrees. So, yung pinakauna nating susulat na term is yung negative x squared kasi yung exponent niya ay 2, which is, in this case, siya yung pinakamataas na exponent. And then, followed by 2x. Ang exponent ng x dito ay 1. And then, the constants, yung may mga terms na walang variable. So, minus 3 plus 5. Then, the last step is for you to combine like terms. Since ang negative x squared, wala naman siyang kaparehong term na may exponent na 2, so just copy, as well as the term 2x, wala naman siyang kapareho dito na may exponent na 1, so just copy 2x, and then negative 3 plus 5, since na different sign or unlike sign, negative and positive, you have to subtract the numbers 3 and 5. That is 2. And then with regards to the sign, all you have to do is to copy the sign nung mas mataas na number. Yung mas mataas na number between these numbers, yung mas mataas is 5. Yung sign ng 5 is positive. So yun yung susundin mo sign dito. So final answer, we have the quantity f minus g of x that is equal to negative x squared plus 2x plus 2. For letter C, again, using these functions, f of x and g of x, we have to find and simplify the given f times g of x. From the definition, for multiplication on functions, this one is equal to f of x times g of x. Ang naunang function ay f of x, so siya yung muna yung isusulat mo, and g of x. We have here the dot, so ibig sabihin, ang operation ay multiplication. So next step is to evaluate. You have to substitute the given values for f of x and the value of g of x, which is x squared minus 5. Ginamit ko na dito ay parentheses. And when you are using parentheses, ibig sabihin, you're going to use multiplication. Kahit wag mo nang gamitin yung dot, okay na siya. Understood na siya as you're going to use the concept for multiplication on functions. Here in multiplying functions or polynomials dito sa right side, ang gagawin mo ay i-multiply mo muna yung first term ng unang function dun sa first term ng second function. So that is 2x times x squared. Ang numerical coefficient ng x squared ay 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. And then copy the variable x. And then you have to add the exponent. Ang exponent ng x dito sa 2x ay 1. So 1 plus 2, the exponent of that is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Copy the variable x and then add the exponent. Next is to multiply 2x to negative 5. That is negative 10x. Just copy the variable x kasi wala namang variable na katabi yung negative 5. Next is to multiply negative 3 dun sa x squared. So that will be negative 3x squared. And then next is to multiply negative 3 to negative 5. That is same sign, negative times negative is positive. 3 and 5, we have 15. So, eto na yung kinalabasan na function. Next is to rearrange the terms. Yung may exponent na mas mataas ay nasa unahan and then pababa according to the exponent or degrees. So, here, ang unahin natin ay 2x cubed kasi yung 3 yung pinakamataas na exponent. And then followed by 3x squared kasi ang sunod sa 3 na exponent ay 2. And then followed by negative 10x or minus 10x, and then copy the constant 15. Final answer, f times g of x, that is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 10x plus 15. And then last, for example, number 1, given the same functions, we have here f over g of x for the division on functions from the definition that is equal to f of x all over g of x. Ang dividend natin dito or ang numerator ay f of x at ang divisor naman ay g of x. Do not forget na dapat yung g of x ay hindi mag-equal sa 0. Bakit? Ano bang tawag kung maging 0 yung denominator? That will become undefined. So, avoid that your function g of x will become 0. So you have to evaluate or substitute given the values of the functions. F of x in the dividend, we have here 2x minus 3. Again, enclose that using a parenthesis. And we have here g of x, the value of that is x squared minus 5. Enclosed using a parenthesis. And then remove the parenthesis. That would be 2x minus 3 all over x squared minus 5. This is now the final answer since wala namang common in the numerator and denominator. Wala naman ng common factor. Pero kung may common factor, do not forget to simplify. Final answer, f over g of x, that is equal to 2x minus 3 all over x squared minus 5. Let's have another example. In example 2, let f of x equals 3x plus 2 and g of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 4. We're going to find and simplify the following. For letter A, we have the quantity f plus g of x. For letter B, the quantity f minus g of x. For letter C, we have f times g of x. And last, we have f over g of x. Let's start with letter A. Using the functions f of x and g of x, we're going to find and simplify f plus g of x. From the definition, that is equal to f of x plus g of x. After this step is for you to evaluate the given functions or the given equation. Ang unang function natin ay f of x. And do not forget to use the value of that and 3x plus 2. Do not forget to enclose this one using a parenthesis. Copy the symbol plus and then the value of g of x, that is x squared plus 3x minus 4. Do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis. Next is to drop down the parenthesis. So alisin mo lang yung parenthesis, that would be 3x plus 2. This is the operation, the addition, or the plus sign, ang symbol na ginamit, and then x squared plus 3x minus 4. Do not worry for addition on function. Same lang naman yung sign for the second function. Next is to rearrange the terms, yung may pinaka-highest exponent ng variable ay nasa unahan, and then in descending order. X squared plus 3x, and then 2 here, plus 2, and then minus 4. Combine like terms. We have x squared, 3x plus 3x is 6x, and then since the different sign, plus and negative, so we're going to subtract the numbers 2 and 4. That is to copy the sign of the higher number. Ang sign ng 4 ay negative, so negative ang sign natin dito. Final answer, the quantity f plus g of x, that is equal to x squared plus 6x minus 2. For letter B, the quantity f minus g of x, that is equal to f of x minus g of x from the given definition. We're going to evaluate the given functions given the values of f of x and g of x. So that would be value for f of x, 3x plus 2. Do not forget to copy the sign For subtraction, which is minus, and then the value of g of x, which is x squared plus 3x minus 4. Do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis. And then after that, you have to drop down the parenthesis. Sa unang function, alisin mo lang yung parenthesis and then copy 3x plus 2 and then minus. Here, itong negative ay i-distribute mo sa each term ng function na nandito sa second. So, negative times x squared, that is negative x squared. Negative times positive, that is negative, then copy 3x. Negative times negative, that is positive, and then copy 4. Next is to rearrange the terms. Yung may pinakamataas na exponent ay nasa pinakaunahan. In this case, ang may pinakamataas na exponent, that is negative x squared. Yung 2 as the exponent ang mataas. So, negative x squared followed by 3x and then another minus 3x. And then the terms which have no variables, we have 2 plus 4. Final answer, negative x squared. And then 3x minus 3x, that is 0. So, good as, huwag mo nang isulat yung 0. And then 2 plus 4 is 6. Final answer, the quantity f minus g of x, that is negative x squared plus 6. For letter C, we have f times g of x. From the definition, that is equal to f of x times g of x. Evaluate the given functions. So 3x plus 2, or the quantity 3x plus 2 times the quantity x squared plus 3x minus 4. So isa-isahin mong i-multiply yung first term dun sa mga term sa second function. And yung second term naman sa mga term sa second function. So that is first 3x times x squared. So 3 times 1 as the numerical coefficient of x squared, that is 3. Copy the variable x and then you add the exponents of this variable. Next, 3x times 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Do not forget that the sign of this is positive. And then copy the variable x and then add the exponents. And then sa third term naman, i-multiply yung 3x. 3x times negative 4, that is negative 12x. That is followed by 2 times x squared, that is 2x squared. 2 times 3x, that is 6x. 2 times negative 4, that is negative 8. Rearrange the terms according to their degrees. So 3x cubed followed by 9x squared plus 2x squared, and then negative 12x plus 6x, then the last one is negative 8. So we're going to combine like terms here. Wala naman ng kaparehong term ito na may parehong exponent na 3. So just copy 3x cubed. And itong 9x squared and 2x squared will be added since na may pareho silang sign, which is positive. 9 plus 2 is 11. Just copy x variable and the exponent. Just copy. Ang rule for adding these terms, wag nyo nang i-plus yung exponent. Ikakopy nyo na lang yung variable and then exponent. While in multiplication ng expression, you have to multiply the numerical coefficient like this, 3 times 1, that is 3. You copy the variable and then ipa-plus yung exponent. So, yan yung pinagkaiba ng multiplication and addition or subtraction. So, in this case, i-add mo lang yung numerical coefficients and then you're going to copy the variable and then the exponent. Negative 12x plus 6x, since na different sign, so you're going to subtract the numbers 12 and 6. Ang sign naman nitong 6x ay negative since na yung sign ng may mataas na number is negative. That is 12. Copy the constant negative 8. Final answer, f times g of x, that is equal to 3x cubed plus 11x squared minus 6x minus 8. And then last, under example 2, same functions, f over g of x, from the definition, that is equal to f of x all over g of x. So evaluate for the given values of f of x. We have here 3x plus 2. Do not forget to enclose that using a parenthesis. And then in the divisor, we have the value of g of x. We have x squared plus 3x minus 4. In the next step, you have to drop down the parentheses. Since wala naman ng common factor sa dividend and sa divisor, so this will now our final answer. F over g of x, that is equal to 3x plus 2 all over x squared plus 3x minus 4. Another operation on function is what we call composition of functions. For the definition, let f and g be functions. The composite function denoted by f of g is defined by this symbol, can be read as f of g of x, that is equal to another symbol. Again, this can be read as f of g of x. When you say function composition, that is the process of obtaining a composite function. Let's apply this definition in answering example number 3. Given the functions f of x equals 3x minus 5 and g of x equals 2x minus 3, we're going to find and simplify the given. In letter A, we have f of g of x, and for letter B, we have g of f of x. Let's start with letter A. Given f of x equals 3x minus 5 and g of x equals 2x minus 3, we're going to find and simplify f of g of x. From the definition, that is equal to this symbol. Do not forget that in the parentheses, ang function ay g of x. When you say composition of function, you are substituting a function into another function. So dito, ang magiging value mo na ng x sa function na f ay yung value ng g of x. Siya yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. In short, that is equal to f of the value of g of x is 2x minus 3. In here, ang given na function ay f, so ang gagamitin natin na function ay f, which is 3x minus 5. Yung lahat ng variable x sa f ay papalitan natin ng value ng g of x, which is 2x minus 3. That would be yung function f, 3 times x. Ang value ng x dito, in this case, ay ang value ng g of x, which is 2x minus 3. So, instead of writing 3 and then x, ang isusulat mo na ay yung value ng g of x na nasa loob ng parenthesis. Yan daw yung value ng x sa function na f. So, that is 3 times the quantity, 2x minus 3 minus 5. Next, you have to simplify by distributing positive 3 inside the parenthesis. 3 times 2x, 6x. 3 times negative 3, that is negative 9. And then copy minus 5. Final answer, just copy 6x and then negative 9 minus 5. Since na same ang sign, negative, you're going to copy the negative sign and then add the numbers 9 and 5. That is 14. Final answer, f of g of x, that is equal to 6x minus 14. And for letter B, same functions, we're going to find and simplify g of f of x. From the definition, that is equal to this symbol. Again, this can be read as g of f of x. Tandaan nyo na dito, ang nasa loob ng parenthesis ay yung f of x naman. From here, ang sabi sa composition of functions, you are substituting or replacing a function into another function. This one, ang value ng f of x ay 3x minus 5. Ibig sabihin, ang value ng x dun sa function na g of x, ang value nito daw ay yung value ng f of x, which is 3x minus 5. Ang nasa unahan na function ay g. So, ito yung gagamitin natin na function. So, that is 2 times yung value ng x dito sa g ay papalitan natin ng 3x minus 5 and then copy minus 3. To simplify, that would be 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 5, that is negative 10, and then copy minus 3. Simplify, we have 6x, negative 10 minus 3, same sign. So you're going to add the numbers 10 and 3, then copy the negative sign. Final answer, g of f of x, that is equal to 6x minus 13. Let's have another example. In here, given f of x equals 5x squared minus 5x over 3, and g of x equals x minus 1/3. We're going to find and simplify the following. Let's start with f plus g of x. Second, we have the quantity f minus g of x, f times g of x, f divided by g of x, and last we have f of g of x. Let's start with letter A. In the given functions under example 4, may mga in-include tayo ditong fraction. From the definition, f plus g of x, that is equal to f of x plus g of x. So first, we're going to evaluate the given function. So ang f of x, ang value niya ay 5x squared minus 5x over 3. You have to enclose that using a parenthesis. Do not forget the operation. We have here the plus sign and the value of g of x, which is x minus 1/3. Next step is to drop down the parenthesis. We have here 5x squared minus 5x over 3 plus, same sign lang yung nasa loob ng second function, yung mga sign ng x and 1/3, same lang. After this, you're going to rearrange the terms. So, according to their degrees. So, ang una, 5x squared, yung una. And then, pwede nating i-combine itong negative 5x over 3 plus x. Kung makikita nyo, yung numerical coefficient nito ay 5 over 3. So, since na i-combine natin itong 5x over 3 and then the positive x, we have to determine the LCD of these two terms. The LCD, since na ang denominator ng 5x ay 3, so ang gagawin natin, ang LCD nitong dalawa ay 3, since na ang denominator ng x ay 1. So that is, lalagay na muna natin dito plus, so 3 ang LCD niya, so lalagay natin dito 3. And then, since na 3 naman na ang denominator ng negative 5x, just copy the numerator 5x. And do not forget to include the negative sign plus the sign of x. Ang denominator ng x ay 1. 3 divided by the denominator of x, which is 1, that is 3, times the x, so that is 3x. Kung i-simplify natin to, 3x over 3, babalik din sa x. And ito naman, negative 5x over 3. So, balik din siya sa form na ito. Do not forget, we have here minus 1/3. Since na pareho na yung denominator nitong dalawang terms, pwede na natin siyang i-combine. That is 5x squared plus negative 5x plus 3x, different sign. We're going to subtract and then copy the sign of the higher number between these two terms. So, negative 2x over 3 and then copy minus 1/3. Pwede na nating alisin itong parentheses by multiplying positive 2, negative 2x over 3. So that would be, final answer, f plus g of x, that is equal to 5x squared minus 2x over 3 minus 1/3. Letter B, f minus g of x using the same functions. From the definition, that is equal to f of x minus g of x. We are going to evaluate the given functions using their values. So for the f of x, we have the function 5x squared minus 5x over 3 minus the second function, x minus 1/3. Drop down the parentheses. So itong negative will be distributed to x and negative 1/3. So that would be 5x squared minus 5x over 3. Negative times x is negative x. Negative times negative is positive. Then copy 1/3. Next is to combine like terms. So una, yung 5x natin. And then you're going to combine these two, negative 5x over 3 and then minus x. So you're going to find the LCD of that. Ang denominator ng 5x is 3 at ang denominator naman dito ng x ay 1. Ang LCD nitong dalawa ay 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1 times negative 5x, so negative 5x ito. Denominator ng x ay 1, so 3 times the denominator of x, which is 1, that is 3, times negative x, so that is negative 3x, plus 1/3. And then now you can now add negative 5x and then negative 3x because they have the same sign, which is negative. That would become negative 8x over 3. Pwede pa nating alisin itong parenthesis by distributive property. Ibig sabihin, we're going to multiply positive and then negative 8x over 3 para maalis yung parenthesis. That would become f minus g of x. That is equal to 5x squared minus 8x over 3 plus 1/3. This is plus 1/3. And then letter C, we have f times g of x, same functions. From the definition, that is equal to f of x times g of x. So we're going to get the values of f of x and g of x. We're going to multiply these two functions. So same procedure, first term multiplied to first term on the second function, first term to the second term of the second function, second term to the first term of the second function, and then second term to the second term of the second function. So first, 5x squared times x, that is 5x cubed. 5x squared times negative 1/3. So all you have to do is to multiply these two and take note na ang denominator ng 5x squared ay 1. So numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Since na ang denominator ng 5x squared ay 1, so 5x squared na muna times negative 1/3, that is 5x squared. And then 1 dito ang denominator ni 5x squared, so 1 times 3, here we have 3. Next is to multiply this to x. That is, ang denominator ng x ay 1. So, uunahin natin numerator to numerator. That is 5x times x. That is 5x squared. And then, ang denominator ng x ay 1. So, 3 times 1, we have 3. Next is the second terms. We're going to multiply those two. Negative 5x times negative 1, that is positive 5x. 3 times 3, we have 9. Since na ang exponent nitong dalawa sa second and third term ay pareho, which is 2, pwede pa natin siyang i-combine. So 5x cubed, negative, negative, so copy the negative. Pareho lang naman yung variable and exponent nila. So copy variable x and then the exponent 2. And then add 5 and 5. That is 10. Sa pag-subtract and pag-add, kapag fraction, all you have to do is to copy the fraction or the denominator. I mean the denominator of the fraction. kung pareho yung fraction. Just copy. So in this case, we have the denominator 3, just copy 3, plus 5x over 9. This is the final answer. Let's have letter D, f divided by g of x. From the definition, that is equal to f of x over g of x. Next, we're going to evaluate, substitute the given value for f of x and g of x in the denominator. Next is to get the LCD in the numerator. LCD, that is 3. So 3, ang denominator ng 5x squared ay 1. So 3 divided by 1, the denominator 5x, that is 3, times 5, we have 15x squared, minus, just copy the numerator of this, kasi 3 na yung denominator niya. All over the LCD of these two terms, x and then negative 1/3, that is 3. Ang denominator ng x ay 1. So 3 divided by 1, na denominator ng x, that is 3, times x. So ang ilalagay natin dito ay 3x. Minus 1. So ikakopy na lang natin yung 1 dito. Next step is to simplify kasi madami ng fraction sa numerator, fraction form na siya, and sa denominator, naka-fraction form na siya. So ang ginagamit natin kapag ganito na, we're going to get the reciprocal of the denominator. When you say getting the reciprocal, pinapagpalit natin yung denominator and numerator. Since dito, 3 ang denominator, dito sa fraction na to, sa baba, so ilalagay na natin siya sa numerator. All over, yung numerator dito naging ang denominator. So this is the reciprocal of 3x minus 1 all over 3. Kung mapapansin niyo dito yung operation natin, kasi may guhit siya, meaning this is division. So we're going to change this to multiplication para ma-simplify. So now you can have here, we can simplify this as to 5x times the quantity 3x minus 1. If you're going to multiply this two, babalik siya sa dating form na 15x squared minus 5x. So, ang common sa 15 and 5, ang common sa kanila ay 5. At we have here variable x squared and x, ang common is x, 1x. So 5x times 3x minus 1. 15x squared divided by 5x, that is 3x, minus 5x divided by 5x, that is 1, all over 3, times 3 over 3x minus 1. May mga terms and numbers na tayo na pwedeng i-cancel or pwedeng i-divide. Like, you can cancel now 3x minus 1 sa numerator. Nito, 3x minus 1 meron na, and 3x minus 1 sa denominator. So that is equal to 1. If you're going to cancel that, that is equal to 1. And another, we have here 3 and another 3. You can cancel that. That can be equal to 1. So ano na lang yung natirang expression? That is 5x times 1 times 1. So our final answer here, we have f divided by g of x. That is equal to 5x. I have prepared the complete solution for pre-test. There are 5 items in here. Number 1, which of the following represents the quantity g plus f of x if the f of x is equal to x squared plus 2 and g of x is equal to negative x squared minus 8x? That is the solution. Final answer, it's letter C. The quantity g plus f of x that is equal to negative 8x plus 2. What about for number 2? If f of x equals negative 10 plus x and g of x equals 8x squared plus 6x minus 12, what is f of x minus g of x? This is the complete solution. Our final answer here in number 2 is letter B. F of x minus g of x equals negative 8x squared minus 5x plus 2. For number 3, The function f of x equals x plus 1 is the product of which two functions below? We have 1, or x of x equals to x plus 1. We have here s of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 2. And then the third function is t of x equals x plus 1 all over 2x plus 1. So we're going to try. We're going to have the product first of x and s of x. And this is not the function f of x. What about the second function and then the third function? We're going to get the product of this. This is not equal to the function f of x. What about the first and the third function? This is the complete solution. Final answer, it's letter C, 1 and 3 for the first function and the third function. For number 4, f of x is equal to 2x minus 6 and h of x equals x minus 3. Then what is f over h of x? That is equal to 2. So final answer, it's letter A. And number 5, if f of x equals x plus 2 and g of x equals x squared minus x, which of the following represents f of g of x? This is the complete solution. The value of x in the function f is x squared minus x. Gagamitin natin yung f, which is x plus 2. Aalisin natin yung x. Papalitan natin yung value ng g of x plus 2. Then simplify. Final answer, it's letter D. Now, you're ready to answer the practice tasks, the post-test, and assignment in Module 3 for Week 1 in General Mathematics. Again, I'm Ma'am Corinne, your online math tutor.